So let's start at the beginning, which is the 7. It's the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is kind of a twofold card. It is, looking at things honestly, pulling off the rose-colored glasses, really looking at things as it truly is, not how you wish it to be. It also can stand for redoing your bucket list, that everything in life changes. So you may have had a set idea of how you wanted things to go over the next couple of years, and changes have been pretty great with the eclipses. So it's time to redo your bucket list, rebalance expectations, and to look at things really honestly as they are instead of how you wish them to be. So this is what crosses you. This is a 2. 2s are always about balance. Swords usually are about intellect or communication. It does feel like you're super protective right now, and you may be kind of taking a break from a situation or a relationship with this blindfold on. You just don't want to deal with it. You don't want to see what's going on, and you're just super protective over your heart right now. So you may have come to an impasse with someone in your heart, whether it's a lover, a life partner, or just a good friend. But it does feel like that you've kind of come to an impasse, that you've been butting heads, and you just need to take a step back. It does feel like you're super protective over your heart, and you just, the message I'm getting is I just don't want to hear it anymore. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. Make those changes. So it does feel like you are frustrated with someone for not making or holding up their end of the bargain is what it feels like. And you're a little pissed off about that, it feels. So here is the 6. And the 6 of Pentacles is all about, the physical, finding balance in your finances. It can mean, the job that you have does not sustain you in your life. So you may have to look for another job. But there's some anger and possible resentment around all this money going out, or you working super hard and you're not really going as far as you thought you would go. So it may be time to open your awareness to other jobs, other possibilities, and possibly even moving for a job, I'm feeling here. But it does feel like you're trying to get more and more in balance. And once you have pulled back from this frustrating situation, it does look like your main focus now is on you and moving forward, making your money a little more solvent, work more for you, and possibly even moving to another city or state to check out other possibilities. So don't close off to other possibilities if you are in a situation where you need to make more capital. It does look like you have fairly good skills that you may want to continue learning. But I also feel like there's a warning. Take care of yourself first before you, bail out anybody else, that you are really trying to find your balance between money, work, and your time. All right, the 10 of Wands is here, and that's action. This guy has a big old burden. It is in the past position, and 10s are the ending of something. So it does feel like it's directly related to either this relationship, this friendship, could be a family dynamic, but it's feeling more of either a sexual partner, life partner, or heart partner, that you've been really carrying the load a lot. And living up to your end of the bargain, but it doesn't feel like the other party was living up to their agreements. And this is in the past position, so that kind of tells me that you're done, you're cooked, you're ready for this to change. And it does feel like you are making those strides into your future, but it's still time to release some of those frustrations, maybe possibly anger, and it does feel like the agreement is out of date, so you do not have to continue to carry the load for this relationship or this situation, since they have kind of negated that contract anyway. So take a look at these things and let them go. You no longer have to carry the burden of a lot of people, which will be very healing for you. It does feel like it has freed you up on some physical levels. So you may have been, feeling a little run down, but it does feel like you're on the mend and you're moving forward as you release a lot of these responsibilities and agreements that are kind of out of date for you, Leo. The Knight of Pentacles is here. I am feeling like this is a person. This may be the person that you've been having like the discussions with and making these changes with. And Knights usually are someone under 30 or around 30. If it is someone over 30, it's usually their maturity level is maybe not in line with their physical age. Pentacles are earth signs, so this could be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, but it does feel like someone that wants to make amends to you, that it is someone that is really looking at all the things that you have brought up to them. Also, it does look like they are embracing the willingness to make those changes, but only after you kind of threw a fit and pulled back your energy and said, I don't want to hear it anymore. So they are looking at it, but it does look like they're a little slower on the uptake to start processing this and to look at this. It does feel like some fear is involved in their space about making these changes, that it's a big sweeping change in there. They've got a lot of question marks. I see a lot of question marks on how that's going to turn out, what that's going to look like. But this person does feel like, and it can be a male or a female, it does feel like this person wants to clean up some stuff, wants to make amends, but really doesn't know how to do it. And it does feel very fearful of the changes. This person feels very fearful of the changes that you've kind of initiated. The Empress is here, and she's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful card. She can stand for pregnancy. She's nurturing. She also instills confidence, comes into her power. So you may have given some of your power away in this situation. It does feel like you are taking back your power. If you are in a female body, I would suggest using your birth control or being very careful about fertilization, shall we say. She does show up for pregnancy, but she also can mean all those seeds that you planted maybe early in the spring. Now is the opportunity to really nurture them and water them and watch them grow. It's kind of an analogy for any project that we have, any desire, any dream that we have. So it does look like you have switched your focus, Leo, from kind of helping out and being equal partners that really wasn't that equal, into really nurturing yourself and kind of being your own lover and your own guide. It does feel like you have a lot more confidence in who you are and what you stand for and where you're going. It does feel like some of those question marks are answered as you pull away more and more from this situation. The information and the clarity will come to you quicker and quicker. So the Moon is here, and the Moon, it can stand for mother. It can stand for balance. It also stands for the intrinsic side of us. So you may have been doing meditation or really doing a little soul searching after this situation didn't turn out the way that you had expected it. So it does look like you've been embracing a little bit more soul searching, really taking it down to the brass tacks, starting over and really creating a new path for yourself. It does look like you're really close to going through these gates. So things are getting clearer and clearer and clearer as you go inside a little more and ask the God of your heart what you truly desire. And making choices for you, that's a new thing, especially for Leos. I do have a Leo moon, so I understand about making choices to make other people happy. The Leos, you guys like to see people smile and help them find their smile. But now it's time to help you find yours. But it does feel like you may have some interaction with a mom or a mother figure. I'm feeling that there is an acceptance or an equal footing, that mom has learned something from you and you have learned something from mom, and kind of, I wouldn't say, probably made amends and really looking at things presently and enjoying each other for the people that you are presently, not the past. And not the future. So, and for those of you that their mother is is not on the planet. It could be a mother figure. It could be you as a mother, just re-looking at how you parent. But it does look like, in general, the moon is standing for really going inside, taking a deep, dark look, because a lot of the things that you had expectations about have completely shifted. So now it's time to create a new bucket list and to really take a look at how you can create your own smile now. The Fool is here, and that is the beginning of the journey of the Tarot. The World is the end. He is a 0, but he is also of the major arcana. So it does look like you've gotten off the path for a little bit, a little distracted. It does feel like you're back on the path. The Fool is, to me, is telling me don't be swayed by other people's urgencies. Follow your path and follow your heart. Make your priorities, make your wants, make your wants a priority and your desires. And it also says the Fool is here to remind you not to make the same mistake twice, but also to take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith and make those changes. You are right in the middle of healing yourself, and this feels like these changes. And it could even be physical movement, as I said, to a new home or a new state, new country. But so take that leap of faith and try something new. The sun is lighting up in here. The sun is here. The sun is here. So it's time to make you, the sun, your main focus, Leo. The 7 is here, swords, and it does feel like a bit of a betrayal. This situation feels like a bit of betrayal. This can stand for fear of theft, but I'm feeling for the most part it is representative of your disappointment and kind of walking away from something that you expected to be different. So when we have too high expectations, we're kind of setting ourselves up for disappointment because life changes at every turn. So it's good to have a general rule of thumb plan, but it's much easier to kind of go with the flow, sweet Leo, which it looks like you are really learning not to kind of put all your eggs in one basket, but to flow a little bit more gently. But it does feel like you've had to walk away from a situation that you really, really tried to make better, whether it's work or interpersonal, friendship, sibling, family, or a lover or marriage. It does look like you had to walk away. You were a bit frustrated, and it does feel like a bit of a betrayal and disappointment. So it does feel like that is in there, but it is no longer the main focus, since the moon is the main focus now, really going in and finding out what's going on, releasing those pains from this expectation in the past, and moving forward. It also can stand for gossip or people talking about you, but for the most part, it's a fear-based card, and a disappointment in something, betrayal, lying, theft, something like that. Page of Pentacles is the top here, the culmination card, and pages are messages. Pentacles usually are about money or physical things. It could be good news regarding money or material goods. So if you've been looking for a place or a job, or, putting resumes out there, sending emails to people you want to start projects with, it does look like the month of October, Spirit will answer those inquiries with a beautiful page of Pentacles here, which is good news regarding money, material goods, or worldly ambition. So keep going. Keep trudging along on that path. Don't be afraid to take a leap of faith, sweet Leo. It does look like things will be coming out okay. The sun is here, new beginnings with this leap of faith. New home, new job, new friends. It does look like you are ready and willing and able to have a different view in your life, and make you the main focus, make some of your desires more important than you have put other people's demands, wishes, and desires. You have done a huge amount of healing over the last couple of months. It does feel like you're coming out of some sadness, and you're really blooming and growing and finding your smile a little bit and really being the focus of your world a little bit more. So congratulations, Leo. On the other side of that, there is a give and a take. You have a good day, you have a bad day. So it's not going to just go away overnight, but you're having more and more good days and less negative or challenging days. But the Five of Swords kind of is a walking away, and you have a number of walking away sword cards. So it does look like you've talked and talked and talked and talked and nothing's happened. So you had to be the brave person and walk away from this situation, whether it's a job, whether it's a lover, you know, or a dynamic in family. But it was something that was really hurting your heart. You were holding up everything for the situation. You were really breaking your back to make it happen, and nobody else was contributing their parts. So the heck with them. You're walking away. You're no longer engaging in the fight. You're healing yourself. If they can catch up with you, great. I still see great love, understanding, and acceptance there, but you have had to call their bluff and to walk away and no longer engage in the jive.